And you should never, ever, ever go to the car dealership without doing this first.
Call ahead, make an appointment, make sure your guy is there.
And if you just show up and expect to get that person's attention and their time without calling ahead and booking an appointment, you might be sorely surprised.
And a lot of other places I've worked, which weren't great dealerships, they're going to slap who's ever free, which is like the guy who knows nothing. And then the sales manager is going to start telling him how to do the deal with them versus how, I was dealing with people too. And I have unfortunately had some unhappy clients because of that. I'm Phil Menzat.
And I'm Ryan Leverett. So together we have over 25 years of experience working in car dealerships. And this is Car Buying 101, where we give you the secrets, the behind the scenes to save you time, money, and make sure you have a better experience next time you buy a car. Now, I had an interesting situation last Friday, so about half a week ago. I had a day off.
Woo.
Whoa, heaven forbid.
In the car business.
And one of my previous customers came to the dealership on my day off.
Yeah.
And in the dealership industry, we call that a B-back. And B-backs are great. People that we've already worked with that are coming back.
You built a relationship
Yeah,
with.
it's a fantastic experience on both sides of the equation. Obviously, they're coming back for a reason, and I'm excited to see them. But I didn't see them because I was having a day off. Again, heaven forbid. Oh my gosh. And actually, with this specific set of customers, this couple, I'd worked with them like 2 months ago. I'd met them on the dealership lot. They were in the market for a new F-150. They're wanting to go out. They're in their retirement golden age years, and they want to buy an Airstream trailer, a 20-foot Airstream, and been their dream to travel Canada and the US in their Airstream. So they needed to trade in their SUV for a truck. And so naturally, this requires a bit of conversation and dialogue. So we looked at a few different options, a few different trucks. We were on a few different test drives. I spent probably 4 hours of my day with this couple. We had a great interaction. But I knew that they weren't buying that day because they still had decisions they needed to make about the trailer. And they were super honest and upfront. We had a great interaction. And then they just disappeared. I was trying to call them, not stalking them, but I was trying to follow up, call them, email them a couple times.
Which is what we do.
It's 100%. And a couple months goes by and I think, I must have done something wrong because they do not want to come back and work with me. But lo and behold, on the last Friday that I had the day off, what did they do?
They just showed up.
They just showed up.
Yeah.
Now, I work at a family-run dealership and we have a fantastic team. So one of my coworkers took them under his wing and they went on another test drive and did a great job and rebooked them for the next day on Saturday when I was back in the dealership so that I could finish working with them. Super appreciative of my coworker for doing that. But they didn't have much of a relationship with that coworker. He was just kind of filling in the blanks. They had a relationship with me. And when they came back the next day, they apologized profusely. We really wanted to work with you. And what's going through my head? Why didn't you just find out if I was even there?
Yeah.
The funny thing is I think the general public thinks that salespeople are literally sleeping in a trailer out back on the dirt part of the lot, the gravel part of the lot, just waiting for you to show up again.
We have no lives.
No lives.
And I can't tell you how many times I've got, your guy is here. I'm like, which guy?
Which guy? And by the way, I'm not even at the store. No, we're even close to it.
Or somebody calls you, like I got a call one time. I'm down by the ocean. I'm on the lot right now. I'm like, well, I'm not. Why didn't you call me like the day before?
The interesting thing about B-backs is you've got my contact info. You could have texted me. You could have rang me on my cell phone, figured out if I was around even, rather than just showing up. Now, this ended up being a great story. I picked up where my coworker left off and where I had left off 2 months ago. We had a great experience. We closed the deal. They're happy and they're about to go purchase their Airstream and live their golden age retirement years, the dream that they've always wanted. But it could have been better. Yeah. And it wasn't necessarily my fault in that situation. And again, the general public thinks that we're the bad guys and it's all our fault when you have a bad experience. When in this case, that customer, and they didn't really have a bad experience, but in this case, that customer could have just simply sent a text, made a phone call, called me, the receptionist, anybody to make sure that I was there, especially when I hadn't heard from them for 2 months.
And I've had similar things happen too. It's like, your people are here. Which people? And then it's like people that the exact same thing too, like talking to somebody saying, no, and she's like, I can't come in. I says, listen, there's a time on how much this discount is on this vehicle. And then no word for 2 months, and then just shows up with her mom and dad. And I'm like, there's nothing I can do for you. I can't help you.
Yeah.
But it's even just showing up, like sometimes the vehicle needs gas, sometimes it needs a little bit of a cleanup. Sometimes it's buried behind 5 other vehicles and they have to move all those vehicles before they can get the vehicle out that you want to see. There's a lot of things, and that's when people get impatient and they're sitting there going like, what's with these people? Well, the people is they can't read minds.
Here's another great story. Just talking about a little bit of a deviation from the topic, but talking about mutual respect and booking appointment and sticking to that appointment time. So last month at month end, the dealership's busy. The dealership, all the personnel, especially on the sales floor, are trying to finish up all the deals that they've done so they can get the files upstairs to accounting so that everybody can get paid and those deals can get processed and put on the accounting books for the right month. And on this specific Saturday, which was the last day of the month, we had 6 deliveries set up, and they were all spaced out properly. Each delivery was a couple hours apart from each other, which is about how long it takes to do a proper delivery, finish up your financing, finish up your paperwork, do insurance, have a salesperson put your license plates on, walk you through the vehicle properly. It takes a couple hours. So we had 6 deliveries spread out a couple hours each. And the first 3 deliveries in the morning, they all showed up at times that they weren't booked for. The first guy showed up an hour late. The second guy showed up an hour early. The third guy showed up on time. And now they're all waiting for the business office and for insurance. And they're all frustrated. And they're all a little bit disappointed and angry and edgy with how long it's taking. And it's like, if you just showed up on time, we would have been fine.
And that's the thing this is one of the reasons I'm glad I'm not in the car business anymore, is because my clients don't dare do that to me. They don't just call me when I say, listen, you can't call me at these times.
Sure.
There's certain times. And the thing you have to understand about a car dealership, it's open for more than 40 hours a week, right? A lot of them are open 7 days a week. Most of them are open at least 6. And they're open for 12 hours a day or whatever it is. Like, people aren't going to be there that whole time.
We have different shifts. We have different schedules. We have days off. We have holidays. We deserve those things too. Just because we're in car sales doesn't mean that we don't get those things. The other side of the coin, talking about call ahead, is you might have had the best intentions of wanting to come back and work with me specifically. Like this story of this couple, I worked with them 2 months ago. They had the best intentions of wanting to come back and work with me and finish the deal with me. Call ahead. Not only was it my day off that day, but if it hadn't been my day off that day, there's a good chance that on that day specifically, I might have had 2 appointments and 2 deliveries, and my day would have been stacked full. There's no way I could have fit them in. And then they show up and I can't work with them just because my day is full catering to other customers. And that goes back to another thing that we have talked about on this channel is the best people in any profession, they're busy. They're busy. They're working hard for their clients. They're booking multiple appointments a day, working with multiple customers a day. They're busy, and they're busy for a reason, because they're good at what they do and people want to come back and work with them. And if you just show up and expect to get that person's attention and their time without calling ahead and booking an appointment, you might be sorely surprised.
But also
that they're not available to deal with you in that moment.
Right. And a lot of other places I've worked, which weren't great dealerships, they're going to slap who's ever free, which is like the guy who knows nothing. And then the sales manager is going to start telling him how to do the deal with them, versus how, I was dealing with people too. And I have unfortunately had some unhappy clients because of that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's hard for me to say, listen.
And there's different types of customers for different types of car buying scenarios, right? We have talked about this as well. You might be a fleet customer. You might be buying a toy for your driveway. You might be buying a truck to haul a trailer like this couple was. You might be looking to upgrade the size of your vehicle because your family's grown. You might have credit situation problems. And there's different salespeople within the dealership, different sales professionals that are better at dealing with those different situations. And if you start with one and you're having a great experience because they're good at dealing with the situation that you're in, and then you just randomly show up and get put with a different salesperson, there's no guarantee that salesperson is going to be just as good at dealing with that situation as the person that you started with. It's kind of like going to different dentists or going to different doctors, expecting them to be able to follow up on the procedures and processes that the other dentist, doctor, or accountant started with.
Yeah, exactly.
Professionals are professionals for a reason, and they're good at what they do and they're busy, and you need to stick with that professional. And that starts with mutual respect. Golden rule. It's what we say all the time on this channel. Treat people the way you want to be treated. It goes on both sides of the equation.
But most of all, it's just going to be best for you. Like that's the thing you have to understand is we're telling you this not because it just annoys the heck out of us, but it's best for you.
Listen, I hope you guys don't get that impression that like
you can get
Phil and I as sales professionals are annoyed with all of our customers. That's not the case.
Just some of them.
Just some of them sometimes. But this is a great example. This story that I told of this couple that I worked with 2 months ago came in on my day off, unannounced.
Yeah.
It had a good ending, and we had a great relationship throughout that interaction, in part because my coworker was willing to jump in, and we just have a family dynamic at this store. But that's not the case at all stores.
It's not.
And I love those people. I can't wait to work with them again.
Yeah.
We had a great interaction. I was not annoyed with them whatsoever. In fact, they even came in the next day on the Saturday and apologized. They're like, we should have booked an appointment. I'm like, yeah, you probably should have. I'm not annoyed by those customers. We're sharing with you guys the behind the scenes conversations and feelings that sales professionals have so that you can live by the golden rule the same way that we want to, treat people the way that you want to be treated. It's mutual respect on both sides of the table. It goes a long way to making sure that you have a great experience, save money, save time the next time that you're buying a car.
Well, and the thing is these insider secrets are things that just pretty much nobody, unless they worked at a dealership, really understands.
Totally.
And, it may seem like such a simple thing, but it's a simple thing that can go very wrong in your car buying experience.
Exactly.
And that could cost you a lot of money or worse.
As a customer, it's not your fault that you're making some of these mistakes. It's just that no one's ever told you. So we're telling you. So if you like this content, like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next video.
Yeah, take care.
Bye.